Alright guys, just kind of want to go over this build with you. Seen some guys posting online and showing their builds off, so I figured I'd show mine off. Basically it's a Razor MX650. It's just been modified like crazy. The first iteration was basically just slapping an ENC kit on here. I've got the Silencer kit with like the 6 kilowatt motor. If you can see there, she's got some miles on her. 72 volt battery. And rode it like that, just stock wheels and everything, stock setup with just the ENC kit for probably about 500 miles. And it rode great. There's the old tires and old forks and all that jazz. Only thing I did to these was the 2-inch lift kit they sell. Basically just unscrew both bolts, throw some springs, longer bolts in there, and ride it. And look, this little tiny stem bolt. Can't believe I rode all those miles on this thing. So don't just get discouraged if you don't got the money to do crazy upgrades to it yet. You know, start slow. That's what I did. Basically I built this bike for friends to come ride because I've got a cert on, and it's always funner to, you know, go ride with your buddies. So next thing we did to it was before the shocks upgrades and all that was we stretched the swing arm here. Basically just cut it, put some, I think it was 1-inch square tubing, basically all the way down it, and then just welded it together, and it worked great. Ran it like that for a long time, just the lifted, you know, stock forks and the stretch for, like I said, about 500-600 miles. Rode it all over the place. Cherokee trails out in North Carolina, rode those. It was really fun. But then yeah, recently, probably about 3 weeks ago, we did so you can see the pit bike upgrade to it. 125cc fork, 17-inch front wheel, 14-inch rear wheel. Got rid of the free wheel. This is a 90 tooth. Ordered it from Rebel Gears. 90 tooth T8F sprocket. So upgraded the chain and sprocket as well. It's not that little bitty 25H chain. Right now I'm running it without a tensioner. It's just, you know, just got the chain up there just tight. It's been working well. We'll see how it goes. Got the D&M rear shock in there. It's been in there a while, as you can see. This thing, it's been through hell. I mean, we ride this thing everywhere. Anywhere the Sauron goes, this thing can go, and it just rips. So yeah, I don't know if this is the first of its kind. I've seen a couple guys starting to build them out with bigger front ends, but I've seen them using like the 80 kits and, you know, smaller wheels. So I don't know if this is the first or not, but this is how I did it. Like I said, yeah, 17 in the front, 14 in the rear. Nice shocks, man, nice shocks. Basically, if you look up this guy named Chad Pipkin, he made a good video on how to do these forks. I went with a larger bolt. I went with the 15mm axle through bolt. It goes all the way down. It's, you know, it's a lot thicker than the other bolts I've seen guys use. This road probably got 50-60 miles on it like this now so far. Haven't had any issues at all. I mean, it works great. It's kind of crazy how far this thing has come. It's got these thick tires on it now. It's insane. I want to put these up just so you can see the difference. This is the rear tire that was on it before. Can you get it off? There we go. Crazy difference. I'm gonna put the front tire up there too. You know, crazy difference. and it rides like you wouldn't believe how much smoother it rides. I mean, it's night and day. It's like a whole nother bike. It's insane. Super fast. It's actually faster than the Sur-Ron here. I say the Sur-Ron still has better geometry and suspension and all that, but I mean it can rip anything that the Sur-Ron can rip for sure. I will say to guys doing this, getting this chain to line up completely straight was probably the hardest part about it all. I don't know if you can see all the spacers, washers I had to use. I'm actually running the stock axle in the rear with axle reducers in the, in this part, and then the brakes here. All this was in the kit too. I think it was like $500. And it was all pretty much bolt on, other than the, the custom bushings for the head tube. What else? Oh yeah, this kit, it comes with, a front brake, these big disc brakes, hydraulics, which is awesome. But it comes with a, like an actual dirt bike rear brake. So this was originally hooked here, and it was for like an actual dirt bike, where it would have, on actual dirt bikes it mounts up, I think, like somewhere in this area, and then you have the foot pedal up here that you push on, and it pushes that cylinder up and forces the fluid back to your caliper. This doesn't have it. It's an electric bike, so basically all I did was took it off, got rid of that. Ordered a left-hand clutch lever on eBay. I think it was like $15. And I believe this hose was like 62 inches. And I just ran it all the way back over here. And it worked great. It took me a while to bleed it because this clutch lever is so small, but got it done. Works good now. Also had to cut this. Let me see if I can find it. I had to cut this brake caliper side piece off because, like I was talking about with the chain, it was when I had it on there, this is on the, where the axle goes, it's on the inside, on the caliper. So it was pushing this whole setup, about a ½ inch this way. So this chain was, having to go at an angle while I was riding it the first few miles, and it kept popping, and I broke a chain and was trying to figure out how to get it all lined up, and that's kind of the only thing I could figure out was just chop this off, and it made the whole thing slide over the perfect amount, about a ½ inch to 1 inch, not really sure exactly. But yeah, it's awesome, man. This thing rips. It's really cool now. You got this key switch down here in the middle instead of on the handlebar. It just looks a lot cleaner with it right there in the middle. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, show you guys a cool build I did, and give you some ideas for your build maybe. If I left anything out, just let me know and I'll try to answer your questions. Thanks.